break. So joining me is the lovely Chris Hardwick.
Yes! Shut up, Matt Myra.
He's lovely.
We're coming to you live from the G4 Studios in Los Angeles.
Yes, we are. On the good old program today, comedian Nick Swardson doing porn. And then the ball talk continues because NBA star Al Harrington joins Kevin when it's time to sports.
And in theory, we'll talk about even more balls when Game Break reviews Madden 12.
Yeah!
Plus, today's Gadget Prime is a new Olympus Micro Four Thirds camera with 12.3 megapixels. That's a lot. And the world's fastest autofocus.
You. Time now to run down the top 5 things on the web.
We call this Around the Net. Around the net, around the net. Candace Bailey.
Before we start, I would just like to point out my new manicure. I have red fingers today. Or not fingers, fingernails.
Before we continue, I just want to tell everyone I chewed my fingernails off because I'm neurotic. Whoa, look at those pointy little uneven stubs. Oh, I feel so sexy.
You are so sexy.
Let's go to a shishi Hollywood restaurant and talk about HJs for an hour. Today's
What's
number.
an HJ?
Well, I'll tell you about it at the break. They only take
good.
about 4 minutes. That's perfect time.
Sounds great. Let's get to number 5.
Today's number 5, and maybe 3 with that snazzy manicure. Today's number 5 item is a disturbing candy commercial.
Now, usually when we show you a messed up candy commercial, it's from Skittles, and usually it features a gangly man eating his or own hair or something.
But this time, the fine folks at General Mills wanted in on the action.
You look delicious. I feel delicious.
Ew! That was weird.
That kid fell out of the closet's balls. But I guess that's better than falling out of the toilet's vagina.
Ew!
So sorry.
Ew! First off,
What?
it was only one ball.
That really was one ball.
It was not 2.
There was a kid.
There's no plural to
there
that.
was a friend of mine in her neighborhood. There was a kid there that just had one of those, and they called him.
Just had one of what?
Just one ball,
Oh, one
and
ball.
they called him. They called him only one cannoli. That's not what you want to hear when you're a kid.
I guess. I don't understand the big deal. Nobody really cares about it anyways. Girls don't, at least.
They don't?
I mean, I'm guessing. I don't know.
Where are these imaginary girls you're talking about? Where do they hang out?
It's the guys that care about it. Girls don't care.
I don't know what kind of unicorns they're riding in your rainbow fantasy land.
And at number 4 today, the return of the pistol.
I have both of mine, by the way. I just want to make that clear. I did not mean to imply. I am not an only one cannoli. I have due cannoli, as the Italians would say. All right, back to your show.
Return of the pistol shrimps.
Yes. This time around, though, the shrimps insert themselves into Disney's swashbuckling classic Pirates of the Caribbean and discover the dark side of Orlando Bloom's character.
Will Turner seems like the perfect man.
Oh, you're such a gentleman, Will.
He's perfect.
But something is not quite right.
Ew. That wine had a weird aftertaste. What was it?
It was my father's blood.
Blood? Are you insane?
Soon, his thirst becomes an obsession.
Right where I left you.
Let me out, please.
Never.
And he will do anything to keep them from escaping.
Let me out! Let me out of here, please.
No! I cannot just step aside and let you escape.
Ah! I'm in here!
Those guys are really disgusting women.
Okay, Chris, to be fair, it's hard for anyone to pull off a lime green Victorian era dress and a 5 o'clock shadow.
Really? I give you Exhibit A.
I stand corrected.
Yes, I'm immortal. Today's.
I like your frame.
I like your frame.
Hey.
All right, up top. Today's number 3 is a rare nature film of the exact moment when a young man rediscovers boobs. This is so awesome on live TV.
Here's a young Croatian man going home again.
Majka su bili svjesni toga, rekli su da razmišljaju o tome I dogovorili smo se da će se doći prijaviti, dati prijavu za naš prijemni ispit. Međutim, on je bio još jako živahan.
Okay, you're not gonna see much there.
Says you. Whoa!
That's what you need to see him.
Look at these moons of Jupiter. There's Europa and the imminent release of Star Wars films on Blu-ray. What?
It's nice to have you here.
It's so nice to be here. You got sweet cans. Come on. The imminent release of the Star Wars films on Blu-ray has nerds excited, but also a little nervous, too.
That's because George Lucas has a history of tinkering with his creations, and there are multiple revisions to the movies found in the new set.
But today's number 2 is a very unexpected change to Return of the Jedi. Evidently, Lucas's true vision for Jabba's palace included an ode to voluminous derriere that wouldn't even be recorded until 1992.
Oh my God, Becky, look at her butt.
Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake that healthy butt.
Unlike Mix-a-Lot, my anaconda is not that picky. You see?
Really? Oh, wait, hold on.
Here.
Yeah.
Yeah!
Oh, yeah!
All right.
Nice.
Still,
you know,
I have a tiny penis. Still ahead, the best yeller on YouTube is back.
I know, what are you screaming this week? Stick around.
It's not tiny, and I've got both of my... What was the tweet that you read on the thing? The guy calls one ball a what?
Speed bag.
Yes, that's golden.
We have some really fun ball tweets.
Yeah, that was a good one. But right now it's time for the number 1 video. We can get to some of those. We can get some of those later, right?
We'll get to them.
Okay, great. And number 1 today is another video from our favorite sports enthusiast, Diva Lover 159. Yay! He's back.
He's usually busy cheering on the local high school and college teams, but today we caught him being a bit more aggressive than usual.
This is Charles, the Animal Steel's face, as it currently exists. After October 15th, this is going to be Charles, the Animal Steel's face. Any questions?
Joining us live from Knox City, Texas, Diva Lover 159. Welcome. You seem upset. You're the super fan for the Knox City Greyhounds, and Coach Steele is their head coach. What did this guy do to you to incur your wrath?
Well, you see, he walks around like he's the biggest, baddest guy walking on the face of the planet, and I can't stand that. I just cannot take it.
He does look pretty bad. Big and bad.
That actually looked like a parade float. Was that a person we were just looking at?
Now tell me, how are other fans and players reacting to this very public feud?
Well, I'm getting very mixed reactions, actually. Some are loving it, or some are couldn't get me to the side saying, please, don't kill him, don't kill him. Either he's not don't kill him, please.
Are these tiny people you're describing? Are you going to be able to... Here's what we're going to do for you. We're going to give you a national live cable TV platform to formally challenge Coach Steele. Are you ready to drop this challenge?
Oh, I'm more than ready. I'm ready to drop it down.
All right. Ready, set, go!
Coach Steele, this is Chad Mickey, and I'm actually doing a challenge, a wrestling match challenge for charity, Saturday, October 15, 2011. Not only am I going to throw you from one end of the reach to the other, I'm going to tear your body from limb. And I'm going to turn your face into hamburger meat. I'm going to turn children into orphans. And I'm going to do it with this fist right here. Yeah!
Welcome back to another inning of Time to Sports. I'm Kevin Pereira, your ball master.
Ball master.
While I was buying my bulk meats from the local Costco, I ran into a rather tall gentleman by the name of Al Harrington's in the checkout line. We got to rapping, it happens, and I discovered he's a Hooper ballsman. So I invited him to join me for another edition of our Balls to the Wall one-on-one interview segment, Suits versus Skins. Al Harrington's of the Denver McNuggets. Al, I gotta ask, first and foremost, I checked out your website, the alharrington7.com. Is that potentially like a jazz percussion group you have on the side?
Nah, if you know anything about the Nuggets, that's my number.
How many players are there on the team?
Well, there's 15 players on the team, but all the numbers
15.
vary.
7 out of 15 isn't bad.
Nah, I wear 7. Other people wear other numbers.
Sure. So is the constant struggle to strive to be number one?
Where do you get who giving you all these stats on me and stuff like that? 'Cause you're messing up names.
It's a LexisNexis search.
Well, don't ever go to that website again.
All right, enough with this internet happy chatting. I hope you're ready, because it's time to get down to the business.
Get down to the business.
Now, Al, you were previously on the Roseanne O'Donnell show, where you sang a song from the musical show OK?
Annie, Get Your Gun.
Annie, Get Your Gun is the song you sang.
Yeah.
We can't afford the rights to that.
Right.
So how about a rousing round of Row, Row, Row Your Boat?
You want me to sing it?
I would love to hop in as well. Well, let's go back and forth.
Well, why don't you start it and then I'll finish off.
3, 2, row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. You got to hop in with the row. You want to start from the beginning of the because if you're already gently down the stream, we haven't established you're in that boat and you're rowing. 6, 7, 8. Row, row, row your boat. Okay, I got to finish my first set of rowing.
I'll just do my own thing.
I know you have a successful...
What's the next question,
I know
man?
you have a successful jazz fusion project with the Al Harrington 7.
Please just give me the next question before I got other things to do today.
Here we go. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a... Nailed it! Let's get 7 seconds on the clock if you're ready for our Hot Court Fire Zone question of the week.
Oh, this is a serious question.
Very serious question. We're going to get 7 seconds on the clock. Al, tell me, what is the over-under on your current year's BPG/APG?
This is it. I can't.
You still have a couple seconds left, Al. That is not what the judges were looking for, I can tell you that much. Well, great. That's all the time we have for Al Harrington the 7th. But you can download the hell of his Jazz Fusion 7-tuplet on iTunes. Until next time, I'm Kevin Ballmaster Pereira, and I'll be here for you when it's time to sports. I didn't get a photo for Twitter, Al. If you could please come back.
Sports, how about some nerdy football shirts?
That sounds like an oxymoron. Or a new edition of Threads. Ooh.
Threads!
Just because summer's almost over doesn't mean you have to pull out that winter wear just yet.
Whether you're heading back to school or back from vacation, keep your cool with this batch of sweet teas. Fear not, film fanatics. While the summer movie season may be winding down, the cinematic designs at weadmire.net are on their way to a closet near you. They've got artistic takes on iconic film characters like the Joker, Blade Runner's Roy Batty, and Frank the Bunny from Donnie Darko. Depending on your genre of choice, you'll find everything from classic Hitchcock to classic Schwarzenegger with a little Evil Dead 2 tossed in for good measure. But for our money, nothing beats the ultra detail of their cutting-edge Yoda and Dune t-shirt designs. Grab these premium tees over at weadmire.net for around $30. Football's back, people! And if you're a geek for the gridiron, the artists over at Redbubble have your game day threads. Check out Captain Ribman with his Tusken Raider and Raiders of the Lost Ark tees, or Winter Artwork, who took the Washington Redskins and gave them an Avatar twist. Also, thanks to artist Bambuda, here's a peek at what the God of Thunder might look like in Vikings purple and gold. And for a literary spin on your football tops, Zugart mashed up Edgar Allan Poe with, who else? The Ravens. You can tackle these and other sporty designs at redbubble.com starting at $23. And finally, if you're looking to start the season with a new batch of geeky shirts, then look no further than one of our old favorites, Snorg tees. They've got the Stay Puffed S'more Man and a literal take on Batman and Robin. Other tops include this stack of half-shell heroes, a bummed-out Jason Voorhees, and Hedwig the Owl going postal. But among our favorites are their cheeky Star Wars designs, like this reimagining of It's a Trap! And an unfortunate glimpse at Alderion's 5-day forecast. Pick them up over at snorgtees.com for between $10 and $20. So whatever you're passionate about, be it movies, sports, or geek chic, keep summer alive with these short-sleeve designs.
Say cheese! It's a Sure Shot Gadget Run.
Shit!
The Olympus Pen camera is back and even better with an all-new Olympus EPL3. Even smaller than before, it packs the same TruePic 6 image processor found in Olympus DSLR that allows you to shoot up to 12.3 megapixels. The EPL3 makes 1080p HD video also possible on a camera that boasts the world's fastest autofocus. Throw in a high-quality 460,000 3-inch adjustable LCD for difficult photo angles, and all this can be yours for around $700.
All right.
The EPL3 is the newest Micro Four Thirds camera from Olympus.
Yeah, there it is.
It has a 3-inch adjustable screen with no viewfinder and weighs just over 9 ounces. But what are your thoughts on the design, Chris Hardwick?
It's good. First of all, we should just explain Micro Four Thirds is basically just an image processing. It doesn't use a mirror, basically, and it was developed by Olympus and Kodak, and a bunch of other companies have adopted it as a standard. So it basically is like a DSLR in a compact size. I know. I put girls to sleep. That's what I do. Nerdist it. All right. Remember when this was a joke a couple months ago? Okay. I think the camera looks great. It's smooth. I mean, maybe a little too smooth because it is kind of slick. It does have this little thumb grip on it, though.
I like the thumb grip.
All right, but we do miss we do miss the I wasn't meaning like that. We do miss the rubber grip on the old Olympus, though. There is HDMI and USB AV out, so you can connect it right to your TV, and it comes bundled with a removable flash. So you can see the flash just pops right off the top there. There's no viewfinder. I mean, you can't. There's no eyepiece. But it's nice. It's super compact.
It is. So here the LCD moves. Is that something you're going to need when snapping pictures? I mean, it's kind of cool to look at, but is it helpful?
Yeah, most of the time, probably not. It's adjustable. I mean, you can tilt it down, which is great for if you're trying to shoot something like, oh, you're at a concert, so I'm shooting up like this. Yeah. I can see over these people at my snazzy concert. It also tilts the other way, which is really great for like, what's up, nuts? Like you can totally tilt it that way.
Of course.
It really tilts in a way that you can see every crevice.
I will believe you.
Of your topography down there. So if you want to do that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Micro Four Thirds usually have a slow autofocus, so how's this one? Ew, get away.
It's always fun to say something gross and then pet someone. Like, why are you touching me?
Why do I have all of these people all week doing this? Except for Sarah.
I'm so sorry. You guys just totally boob kissed earlier. Yeah. Like, come here, Sarah.
Always.
This is fantastic. This has. What are we talking about?
This.
Oh, right, all right. This has what Olympus is billing as the world's fastest autofocus, and it's noticeably faster than previous models. I shall demonstrate. So the camera goes off right there. You can see, turn it on, just like that, and I've already snapped a picture. So that's super fast.
That's really fast.
Yeah, it's good. It's really good.
Now, most point and shoots have features like art filters. Is this one any different?
I know you love art filters.
I do.
It's all packed in there. The art filters look cool. They make even your crappiest angles look uncrappy. You can even shoot a photo in 3D. You take two pictures at slightly different angles, and the camera processes them as MPO files. Ooh. So they're sort of like, they create like a depth of field.
Okay, time for my favorite question. How do the pictures look?
Great!
Yay!
The colors are bright and vivid, providing the lighting is great. Outside the colors popped, and the 12.3 megapixel clarity is clear. The pictures really do look as good as DSLR.
But how do pictures look in low light?
They look pretty good. It has a high ISO, so you're getting a lot more detail than most Micro Four Thirds cameras in low light.
And how's the 1080p video?
It's pretty good. It's a big step over the EPL2 with minimal motion blur. I mean, it's not super steady, but you can see that the quality of that footage right there looks.
It's nice.
It looks like a TV show. Like it looks good.
It does. Now this camera comes from Olympus.
Look at that compelling building.
And the little person walking.
This is a building. It doesn't move or cry.
The camera comes from Olympus for $700.
I made Vinny snort.
So at that price, what are we rating it?
I'm going to rate it a 4 out of 5. It takes great photos. The video quality is greatly improved, but without the plethora of lenses available to you or the customization ability. Basically, it's the same as a DSLR. It gets you in that DSLR range, but it's not quite as flexible as a DSLR camera. If this was $500, it would easily be a 5 out of 5. It's a good camera, just a little too expensive,
But
maybe.
hey, 4 out of 5 is great.
4 out of 5 is not bad.
Well, that's it for today's Gadgetron. And remember, for even more of the latest news on computers, games, and tech, check out g4tv.com/thefeed.
Still ahead is Kevin Smith getting his own reality show. I hope so. I like him. Sarah Underwood will have the details in the feed. And later, Dick Swartzen is here to put his porn in you. Bucky Larson is coming to theaters.
Plus, Game Break hikes the pigskin to review the latest installment of Madden 12.
I have a lot of love to give. It's not a fat joke.
Galactic Encounters.
We know you are high-class viewers, and we promised you more ball work, and the Twitter wall delivers. Candace, you want to take the first?
Ocular nervosa. I knew a guy who had one ball. We called him Larry.
Very honest.
That's my favorite one.
That was awesome. What did one ball say to the other that wasn't there? Nerdisted! Yeah, remember when that was a thing we did on the show once?
Yeah!
I remember the joke, Chris. I remember tier, hashtag AOTS.
You want to do one more?
Yeah, if you only have one ball in your sack, this is from Backcracker88. If you only have one ball in your sack, I guess it would really be a coin purse, lol.
Lol.
That one's funnier in print. I'm still a fan.
If you want to be a part of the show and end up on our Twitter wall, tweet us at AOTS or use the hashtag AOTS.
And write about balls, apparently.
Please. By the way, flu season is coming, and this year it's deadly.
Allison Hayslip talked cooties with Matt Damon.
Ooh.
Afraid of cooties? In Contagion, a killer virus is unleashed on the world, killing off the Earth's population at an alarming rate, and all the Purell in the world won't save you.
Mr. Emoff, your wife is dead.
What are you talking about?
Do you think this film is going to bring back the chest bump as a form of greeting so we're no longer shaking hands?
It's maybe the fist bump, the chest bump, the elbow rub, something like that, yeah. No, I do wash my hands, I think, a little more. I live in New York and, 12 million people on top of each other there, and so it's, good to try to keep your hands semi-clean.
Jory, don't touch anything.
Help me. Basically, this movie is a germaphobe's worst nightmare. After doing it, do you now wash your hands every hour and wear surgical gloves to everything?
No, I don't. I wash my hands a little more frequently than I used to, but no, I still believe the more germs we're exposed to, the stronger our immune system will be. It's still changing. It's figuring us out faster than we're figuring it out.
Have you ever thought about setting up an emergency plan should something like this happen?
No. I probably should have, but our technical advisor on this movie works up at Columbia. And he's actually the guy, Ian Lipkin, he's actually the guy who, when there's the CDC, there's an outbreak of something, they send it to Ian's lab and he identifies it and literally. So if there's something gnarly that happens, I'm just gonna call him and go like, all right, dude, what do I do?
Honey? Oh, Beth. Hey. No. Stay there, Clark. Don't, just go up to your room, honey.
Do you think that we are in a comfortable situation should a pandemic occur?
Because having met the scientists and the virologists that I met through researching this and when we were working on it, they are extraordinary and so committed and so smart. They're dealing with this every day, so I really feel like they're prepared. Whether our infrastructure and whether as a world our countries would get on and we'd all be able to deal with it well, I don't know.
Well, that was a fantastic interview. I highly enjoyed the film. Do you want some of this before we shake hands?
No, I'm fine, thank you.
All right, well, that's my time. Can we finish off with a chest bump?
Yes, absolutely. I'd be happy to.
The new form of breathing?
Boom.
Oh.
You had a seizure this morning, Beth.
She had a history of seizures, allergies. If dealing with a contagious virus means there's a chance it might revive the chest bump, I say, bring on the germs.
Hey, here's some good news about today's news.
Sarah Underwood is your news lady.
Start the feed. All the news you need to know. It's Thursday, September 1st, and here are your top stories. WikiLeaks is in trouble. Their stash of confidential government communications has been breached. A Twitter user published a link to the unedited archive of 251,000 embassy cables after he got a hold of WikiLeaks' secret decryption passwords. The extremely sensitive government communications were previously edited to protect government officials and informants. But this leak within a leak means untouched government communications are in the wild and top secret information is up for grabs. WikiLeaks is blaming their media partner, The Guardian, who has denied allegations that they published important password information in one of their books. My guess, that someone somewhere is getting fired or thrown in a prison cell. No windows. That's my thoughts. Today is not a good day for Netflix. The 60% price hike finally goes into effect, and now they're losing their streaming deal with Stars. According to Reuters, the premium channel will start pulling all of its content from Netflix Instant by February of next year. So not only will the streaming service lose Starz original shows like Spartacus, but a lot fewer movies will find their way to your instant queue because of the generous agreements that Starz has with major movie studios like Disney. I know. In other words, not exactly a good time to be jacking up prices, Netflix. Boo, take it from me, I know lots of things, and that's not a good idea. I got a whiff. I think I forgot my deodorant today.
But I thought you knew a lot of things about stuff.
You can borrow some of mine.
I get too busy thinking about things and I forget to do other things.
Do you want to borrow some? Do you want to borrow some of mine? There we go. All right. That should be good.
Thanks, Chris.
Sure.
All right, where was I? And finally, there's some moving and shaking at the AMC. They promised an extended premiere to the next season of The Walking Dead and just greenlit a reality show from the one and only Kevin Smith. Yeah! The reality series will document the inner workings of his New Jersey-based comic book shop, Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash. But no word on how much Smith will actually appear on camera. The network also announced that the season 2 premiere of The Walking Dead will be a juiced-up 90-minute episode set to air on October 16th. Yeah! Yay for zombies! Yay for comics! Can I get an amen? Amen! I'm Sarah Underwood, and you've just been fed. Now back to Chris and Candace. Thank you!
It's us!
Thanks for the deodorant, Chris.
Oh, you're very welcome. Blowing up the undead isn't just something you'll do during the apocalypse.
Here's apps.
If you've already 3-starred your way through Angry Birds and you're looking for the next fix, then check out Amazing Breaker. Use bombs to smash your way through icy puzzles by destroying as much of the frozen sculpture as possible to get more stars and move on to the next level. In order to demolish the 90% required, pull back on the slingshot to launch explosives to where they'll do the most damage. Use the standard spike bombs to chain explosives together with other ammo types, like the split bomb, which breaks up when you tap the screen. Use tactical ammo like ghost bombs that pass through the ice, allowing you to blow up hard-to-reach areas, or lay mines with the spinning helicopter bomb to cause widespread devastation. Great! With 80 levels and counting, Amazing Breaker is worth each of the 99 pennies it costs on the iPhone. Amazing skill! But if you've just had your morning caffeine fix and you're looking for a bit more action, then Moss Speed Run is for you. In this retro platformer, you're racing against the clock to collect coins and hidden skulls while trying to complete the level in the fastest time possible. For added challenge, there are enemies like roaming zombies and bouncing bees, as well as hazards like lava and spikes that are all out to stop you. Akin to Super Meat Boy, your deaths leave behind ghosts that will show off all your earlier failures. Use the built-in record feature to show off your fastest runs to friends or even upload them straight to YouTube. For you platforming junkies, Moss Speed Run is a steal at only $1.99 in the iTunes App Store. And finally, what happens when you mix zombies with a gun-filled airplane? Zombie Gunship. In this badass homage to the gunship missions in Call of Duty, you're mowing down hordes of the undead from a heavily armed AC-130 that's defending a civilian bunker as long as possible. Shoot down at the zombies shambling towards your base while protecting the civilians as they run for their lives. Hit too many civilians or let a zombie into the bunker and it's game over. Each kill earns you coins that are spent on upgrades such as faster bullet speed and a larger damage radius. Or you can buy better weapons like a Bofors gun and a howitzer if you're feeling particularly manly. Take down those swarming brain eaters with Zombie Gunship for only 99 cents in the iTunes App Store. So get off your ass and enjoy yourself with these zombie slang, speed running, and ice-shattering iPhone apps.
Stay tuned. Nick Swartzen from Bucky Larson is here.
Nicky Swartz! He's going from star to porn star when we come back.
Yeah.
Fail. You're dead. Major fail. Fail. Fail, 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 fail. You lose.
Welcome back to Attack of the Show. I always knew Nick Swartzen would turn to porn.
Hey, ma'am, I got your paper.
You can leave the paper on the counter.
I saw it. Don't look at me.
I have a problem, Paperboy. Maybe you can help me. I have a sundae, but it needs nuts and cream on it.
Oh, no. Here, let me help. I'll just get my scooper out.
That's it? It's average.
Join me now is Nick Swartzen. Nicky Swartz. Please, at the break, Nick was telling me a delightful one-ball story.
It's a horrifying kind of story, but I knew that Chris would like it. And it's basically a guy told me one time, it was like at a party too, which was weird, and he was saying that he only had one ball. And the reason he did is because he went swimming one time, and he dove into the pool, and he hit the water flat, and he was wearing a Speedo, and one of his balls shattered, he said.
Shattered? They're not.
Balls and shattered should never be in the same sentence. That should just stay a Rolling Stones song.
We show those videos on WebTV all the time, and it's like, guys, a ball is like a grape in a change purse. Like, you have to protect it; they will explode.
Yes, it's a very.
I've actually seen your nards. We performed. We did a show at Bumbershoot Comedy Festival like 10 years ago or 8 years ago, and there was a knock on my hotel room door, and Nick Swartzen and David Cross came in buck naked and started jumping up and down on the bed, going, "Wee!"
Buck naked. That was also the same trip where I was in the green room, and I went up to, I think, Brian Posehn, and I took a hamburger bun, and I had put all of my genitals on the bun. And I came out of a refrigerator, and I go, does anybody want to split this? And everyone was like, what is it? I was like, oh, my, no! I never want to split that.
So Bucky Larson, how'd you get Don Johnson? That's awesome. Don Johnson's awesome.
He's amazing. He's amazing in the movie. We were so psyched to have him, and he just kept regaling Miami Vice stories. You can't get enough Miami Vice stories.
No.
Every day I was like, tell me about the Miami Vice. I was like a little kid, like a little peasant boy asking for little nuggets of drugs.
Well, one day I pushed my linen jacket up to my elbows and didn't put on socks. Oh, I love that story.
It was like helicopters made out of cocaine. It was like amazing. It was the greatest time to live ever.
What is it like? What is it like over at the kind of Sandler camp, where you guys just basically kind of mess around and then you go, hey, I have an idea for a thing, and then he goes, okay, go make it. Like, is that pretty much how it works?
It's not. Like, the biggest misconception about that camp is it's like they work like crazy. Like, nobody, like, people don't drink, like, nobody gets high. Like, they're really, like, Adam's like a workaholic. So he had this idea for Bucky Larson, and it was basically this sweet, innocent kid gets fired from his job. His friends try to cheer him up. They show him a porno, and he recognizes his parents as the stars of the porno. So instead of being horrified, he's like, no, that's my calling. That's my destiny. Like, I'm going to do that now. So he basically goes to Hollywood, but he has, like, you know, buck teeth, this dumb haircut, a small dick. The exact opposite of what porn stars are. And we made him that goofy just because we wanted all these walls for him to kind of get over, you know, to get in his way for him to try to be a porn star.
Doesn't he have, like, an enormous man bush?
Yeah, he's got a huge bush. It's pretty awesome. And the tricky thing about this movie is that we're marketing it, but we can't show anything crazy. And it's like, there's so much crazy stuff. It's like all the TV commercials, it's like, oh yeah, that looks all right, but it's like the movie's nuts. It's like awesome. Like, it's the same it's the same guys behind Grandma's Boy. So it's like there's a lot of crazy, there's a lot of like crazy characters and great lines, and there's so much great stuff. We're really proud of it.
Are you doing any stand-up anytime soon where people can see it?
I'm not, man.
You've got to see Nick Swartzen do stand-up. If you've never seen Nick do stand-up, he's one of the friggin' best No, don't. You're not this.
No, I mean, I've got the second season of my show, Pretend I'm, coming out on October 5th, and I did stand up on this season of the show.
Cool.
So on that show, like, I do stand up on that. So that's the extent of what I've been doing.
Cool. Well, I wish we had more time to talk, but Bucky Larson opens, Born to Be Star opens in theaters Friday. That's tomorrow, so please go see it. Nick Swartzen is here, ladies and gentlemen. Come here, you. I love you. Right now, we break. Yeah, we're gonna do it. Friendship. We're gonna break down the new Madden for you right now on a thing. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Are you ready for some football? Well then, grab a controller and get ready to hike that pigskin. Because Madden NFL 12 is here to get you into the red zone.
He's got it! Touchdown!
The latest chapter of the football franchise has never looked better. This is due to improved player animations, a TV-style-like presentation, and an upgraded collision system, which leads to some truly bone-crushing moments.
Look out, heavy pressure on him.
Along with an updated roster, one of the biggest changes to Madden 12 is its increase in difficulty. Madden 12 is not for the casual gamer. The AI's intelligence has been dramatically increased, resulting in a much more defensive game. EA has also overhauled their franchise mode, giving players much more control over their team.
Let's hear it, Titan fans.
You start the preseason off with 75 players and must whittle your squad down by the start of game day. This also means you scout talent and get into free agent bidding wars to have your team ready by the start of the season.
And he'll be kicking it away to get this one started.
On top of customizing your bench, you also have the ability to modify your coach's playbook. Choose offensive and defensive plays from 75 playbooks to customize your own. Then hit the field in Madden's new practice mode, where you can then test drive these plays. Once you've got your team set up, be aware of a new game mechanic called Dynamic Player Performance. Essentially, this means if your players are doing well, their confidence increases. They will go on hot streaks and improve their game from week to week. However, they could just as easily end up doing poorly and go on cold streaks. And finally, if you're tired of playing against the computer, EA has improved the online competition with the addition of communities. You can now form online groups of up to 2,000 players of equal skill and help weed out the ass. Ultimately, with the increased AI updated graphics and improved franchise mode, Madden NFL 12 might be the closest any of us will get to being on the field on any given Sunday or any other day of the week.
Stick around for today's epic fail.
Yes, but Pokemon Party's up next. Come right back.
This portion of Attack of the Show is brought to you by eHarmony.com. Sign up and see who you'd be matched with.
Number 56. Learn to levitate.
I'm doing it! I'm doing it!
This has been Things to Do While Waiting for Gran Turismo 5.
Coming up on Attack of the Show, comedian Jim Norton drops by the studio live to dispense with the funnies. Then on DVD's Day, Chris Gore rates the latest flicks on disc, including the Star Wars Blu-rays and superhero epic Thor. And we take a game break with Morgan Webb, who gives us the lowdown on the latest upcoming games. It's Attack of the Show.
Right now, it's time for today's epic fail.
So if you haven't already been burned out by LMFAO, Infectious Party Rock Anthem, you will be once you hear this horrific Pokemon-themed cover.
Pokemon and the DS tonight. Now we're gonna have a real good fight. And your team gonna lose to mine. We just wanna see ya.
Pika.
Every day I'm catching them.
I just died inside.
That was pretty bad.
Yeah, but are we gonna fail it?
Yeah, we're just
we don't
gonna
have time
say
to
it's
do
a
that.
fail.
Let's-
It's a fail.
Yeah, fail
Thanks
it.
to our guests,
We
Nick
just failed.
Swartzen, Al Harrington.
By the way, Nick's movie opens September 9th, next Friday, not tomorrow.
Gina Lover,